So this is Dubmill Sidings. This is the latest of our creation. We've been exhibiting modern image O-gauge or O-gauge diesels for 20 years plus now, and this is by far the biggest creation we've done. The layout itself is 40 foot long and is basically unashamedly just for plain train. It's freight only and non-passenger in operation. O-gauge coaches are large and they're expensive, so we didn't want any of them, and freight wagons are reasonably cheap. We're very lucky in the fact that one of my sons, William, he's very good at weathering, and the majority of the stock on this layout is weathered by him. A lot of the wagons are built by my other son, Matthew, and I've done one or two, but with those two I don't need to really. The wagons are a mixture of parkside kits, slaters, just like the real thing. The rake of bolster wagons, which are in the fiddle yard at the moment, are connoisseur kits, and they are one of our favourite rakes. I think the rake of wagons that is the real favourite is the hoppers. 10 parkside hoppers built by Matthew and painted and weathered by William with about a week before the first show to go, so a labour of love that was, definitely. And when they're coupled behind the pair of 20s, it's a really nice train. It's one of our favourites. Most of this has been built up over the last, as I say, 20 years. Some of the stock is quite old. The locos are a mixture of Helgen, ready to run, suitably weathered, detailed, just like the real thing. It's the class 24, 25, and there's a DJH class 40 that's making its debut this weekend, so we're hoping that runs all right. The layout itself, we've got two fiddle yards in parallel at one end, so this acts like you work it in from the main line fiddle yard, run round or stable the trains, and you go out down the branch with the other one. So there's lots of flexibility in operation. We don't work to a sequence, we just do what we want when we want. We're here to play trains, and I'm afraid our philosophy is if people want to come and pay to watch us play trains, fine, we'll entertain them. The layout itself is generally based on a previous layout, Dalry Road, but we wanted to run bigger trains, longer trains, double head locos, so it grew. Dalry was about 24 foot long, but this is 40. When we planned this, we did it originally it worked out at just over 50 foot, but we had to compress it because the wife was getting a bit jittery about, that's far too big, you can't do that, so, and it is big. In front of the fiddle yards, there's a shunting area, so again we've got one person that's shunting and that runs the full length of the layout, so there's something moving all the time. Yes, it's not very realistic in operation because there's too much happening, but that's what people want to see. So that's it. The track is C&L. All the points are handmade to templates in situ. The outside single slip at the front of the layout is made from a C&L template. The double slip is a Markway copper clad. I didn't fancy building a double slip, but in hindsight I think I might have been able to. Point motors are a mixture of Cobalt and Traintronics, but the Traintronics ones are in the process of failing at the moment, so we're replacing everything with Cobalts. Control is by Gauge Master Prodigy wireless. We decided 40 foot layout, shunting, you can't have a lead plugged in. You know, if you have a lead that's 20 foot long, you're going to get tangled up. Usually two people operate, but we have been known to operate three. So you've got one person shunting, another one in and out of the fiddle yard and running around trains, and the third making sure the locos are sorted properly. There's a lot of light engine movement, because in the fiddle yard we don't actually take trains on and off. The only bit of rolling stock we actually touch are the brake vans. So you just pick it off one end, shove it on the other end of the train, run a light loco into the fiddle yard, ready to pull it out again. So we try and minimise stock damage. And I've seen people trying to get trains on and off and they just drop things, so don't want to do that. Adding things all the time to the layout, scenery needs constant attention, little details, the scenes, the people, and everything, the road vehicles, constantly updating those and adding to it. We had a plain blue painted back scene and it wasn't very good, so we thought we'd go for the photographic one, but it hasn't adhered very well. It keeps coming away and it's bubbling, so next job is to replace that. That's a lot of back scene to replace. Good layout to operate, keeps people entertained hopefully, so enjoy.